Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today I'm doing more Zelda 2. Now if you watched my last stream, I was kind of lost. I was wandering all over the map. I couldn't get anywhere, and I was like, I knew I was missing something, and I couldn't figure out what. And you know, I even said this in the past, like I would have like probably looked into a cheat book or something like that to try and figure out where I'm going, and, things like that. That's what we would have done in those days. And just today's day and age, when you're lost, you go to the internet. I didn't want to do that, but I was like, what did I miss? And I think that's the thing when you're streaming these games, you tend to want to go as fast as you can. You want to keep it interesting. So you don't do too much of the grind game. You don't do too much of the, I have to go here, everywhere, go back twice, 3 times over. And so I'm like, I'm missing something, and I was looking at the clues that I was getting. So basically, what I was finding out was that I needed the 7th magic container to get the spell, and this person wouldn't give it to me unless I had the 7th magic container. I was kind of confused, and it just turned out that I just missed something previous in the game, which means you kind of have to go back and kind of go over every little square area in detail, and that's what makes these games difficult. That's what makes Zelda always tricky, is having to go through this type of stuff, to always have to go through this. So I'm going to start now. So what I did was I looked at magic containers for Zelda 2 on online. And I realized, yes, I did miss one. And so now I have to go and get that one. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to adjust my volume here so I can hear it. Not that the volume is really important in this game. But, just so it's not blasting in my ear while I'm playing. Oh, looks like we got Dozer Bed here in the chat. Feel free to chat away while I play some Zelda 2. And it was funny, the other thing that was holding me back too was I totally forgot that the hammer can break those crops, or the bushes, or whatever you want to call them, which was a big piece that I was, one of the, I think it was Rex Warden, and I just totally forgot that you could do that. So that really, that helped figuring out that part. So what I realized was there was a magic canister, container, whatever, in the hill area, the kind of maze-like area. So I have to go back there and get it. And that's what's going to allow me to actually get the spell, which is then going to let me get past. Got Jacob Downey in there. Proceeds to chat. Chit chat. Chit chat. Okay, let's go. Always have to remember to walk on the water. Now, I believe when I looked at it, it was over here somewhere. So, yeah. This little container is what was preventing me from getting any further. Unbelievable. See, this is the type of thing that makes this game want to drive people nuts. Just for getting something simple like that, and you cannot continue the game. Like, you're literally stuck. And then, in the past, if you wanted to, like, figure that out, you would have had to, like, literally comb every single area of this place. Just to get to that, oh, I missed that one little canister. Perhaps there is somebody somewhere in one of the towns that does tell you that there's a canister there if you pay attention enough and you talk to everybody. Because that's another thing too, right? There's a lot of cryptic messages. I wouldn't say that this is as bad as Castlevania 2. Castlevania 2, the messages from the townsfolk, most of them don't make sense. And even though they're trying to tell you something, it's like you would never figure it out that way, that's what they mean. So, I mean, this one, they're a little bit more straightforward. Like they actually say, you know, east in the bush or something. Whereas in Castlevania, they give some kind of like random poem or something, and it's just like, what the hell are you talking about? It doesn't even sound like it's even related to the game. And in fact, most of the time you're just thinking maybe it's just some poorly translated or mistranslated from the original Japanese version, and the translators didn't know what the hell they were talking about, and they just translated it, and it didn't come across properly. I don't know. Got NES Journey. NES Journey's on the chat. We got more Zelda. Love it. YouTube Administrator. Due to an outstanding level of content, the YouTube community has awarded this video with 1 additional thumbs up. YouTube Administrator. Let's congratulate Brian's Man Cave on this achievement. No idea what that is, but that just popped up in the chat. It's interesting. I don't know what an additional thumbs up is. Okay, let's just keep going. Gotta stay on these beaten paths. Then you don't, well, see, you don't have to fight these people when they approach. So now that, oh, looks like I'm losing life here. I don't know if I can. See, there's. Oh yeah, I have to go to that hidden town. That's what I have to do. I was trying to remember what I had to do here. This is where I was lost last time, and I forgot that the hammer does this. Oops, not that. This. You have to remember. Whoa. Oh yeah, I have to go up into that cave. Let's get up to the cave. I don't like how low I am in life. But that's okay, I can refuel up at the, in the next town. Whoa. And I have enough magic now, because I got that final magic canister, that I can actually use life twice, which is good. At least I'm pretty sure I can. Yikes! There we go. We got Jacob Downey saying, it's a like. Oh, likes are good. And he's saying, takes at YouTube administrator's advice and proceeds to clap. Congratulations. Yay! Okay, let's, so, this is where I was, like, stuck last time. Because she was saying, come back when something is achieved. I think it was when I got the 7th magic container or something. And, I didn't have it. So she wasn't letting me in. Okay, so she's saying there's a secret at the edge of town. This I remember. This you have to actually go to the far edge of the town and use this spell that is given to you. Oh, I got that. Okay, maybe it's not. I have to go to the old man first, then I get the spell. So I have, what, 7 magic containers now? Or what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 8 magic containers. Ooh. Lots of magic. I think I was confused because it has the number 7 above there. No, I have to go see the wizard. That's right. Fuel up and go in there. Get her special medicine to fill up my life, or not my life, my magic. She does the life. Kind of unnecessary when you have the magic spell. you can just give yourself life and then just go to the magic lady to fuel up your magic again. You don't really need the life lady. She really only makes a difference in the beginning. So we go into that tiny little door. I guess he had to like get on his hands and knees to get through that. And here we go. The spell. From what I understand though, the spell only does one thing. Well, actually I think it does something with some of the enemies, but it's like, whatever. It's just kind of a novelty at that point. I don't think it's needed. I think all it does is it opens up this area over here. Right here. Remember this being like the Angry Video Game Nerds video where he talked about cryptic video games, and he was talking about this piece here. Like, how would you know you're supposed to do that? But in fairness, the lady does tell you that there's a secret at the end there, so... You just gotta know that that's the secret, is to use the spell. And what's up with that, too? Spell. Couldn't they come up with something different? Spell? Oh, hey, Mr. Postile, how's it going? He's saying, I know that I'm definitely in the minority, but Zelda 2, Super Mario 2, and Castlevania 2 were my favorite games of each of those series on the NES back when I was like... Well, the one thing I have to say is that all of the Part 2s, for whatever reason, really walked away from the original. And it always seemed like that they followed this pattern. The original would come out, Part 2 would be completely different, and then Part 3 would kind of go back to the original. And maybe have some elements of Part 2. And, like, we all know that, well, maybe not everybody knows, but the Super Mario 2 is not, the one that we got in North America anyways, was not the original Super Mario 2. The original Super Mario 2 was, no, sorry, the one we got was Doki Doki Panic with Mario graphics over top of it. The original Super Mario 2 was very much like Super Mario 1, just very hard. Like, extremely hard. And some say that that's the reason why we didn't get it, was it was too hard. It wasn't much different, actually. There was very subtle differences. But then, you know, the one we got in North America, completely different game. And just like this is nothing like Zelda 1. Like, okay, maybe the map screen is sort of the same. It's like, yeah, it's the same concept. But I mean, it's on a much... This is more like Dragon Warrior, if you think about it. Like, this is not really the Zelda thing that we got used to, right? And Castlevania 2 is in the same realm. I mean, the first Castlevania was all just within the castle, doing those crazy jumps, trying not to fall off the, you know, into the pits and all that stuff. And the second one was kind of like this, more of an RPG style, where you had to talk to people, you had to figure out where to go. And if you were one of those people like me who got really used to Zelda 1, kind of like what Jacob Downey's saying in the chat there, where he only had Zelda 1, he didn't have Zelda 2. I mean, when you only had Zelda 1 to begin with, and then you played this one, it felt like an entirely different game. But then when you play Link to the Past, which is technically, I guess, Zelda 3, but it's just on the Super Nintendo, it kind of goes back to the first Zelda game, almost identical to the... Well, not identical, because the graphics are different, but very similar to the first Zelda game, the way it operates. Okay, now that I have the master key, I don't have to worry about keys, but I don't remember where I have to go. Hey, German Curl just came into the chat. Yeah, I'm still playing this game. He's like, I see you're still playing Zelda 2. Yeah, that's how hard this game is. I literally, my last stream of this game, I was lost. I didn't get anywhere. I kind of just ran around going, where am I going? I went into like all these different areas. I didn't know where to go next. I was kind of lost. Oh no, I'm falling. The this is like an endless pit. It's not good. Crap. 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 Okay, I'm gonna have to life up here. Yeah, because when I came here, I didn't have the master key, and as you notice, I haven't been getting any keys. I don't think they give you keys in this palace. You need the master key. Otherwise, you have to use the ferry to get through every single keyhole, which is not practical because you run out of magic way before you run out of doors. And that was why I was lost. And totally I forgot that there even was a master key because, as I stated when I first started playing this again, it was a very long time ago since I played this game. Oh, right into the lava. And it takes a lot of patience and just remembering where all this hidden crap is. Oh, jeez. I don't even know if I'm going in the right direction. I think I'm lost. Sometimes these just take you right to a dead end. No! Alright. Let's just... Now I don't have to worry about going and getting all that crap again. I can just go right to that palace. Because I have everything I need. I don't know what's in this palace, if there's even an item in this palace. I don't know. This isn't the last palace, I know that. Because there is an area you have to go through to get to the final one. You know what I found was the difference really between this game, or this Zelda and the first Zelda, is the replay ability wasn't there. Like, the replayability on this one, once you complete it, you literally put the game down and you're like, I'm not going to touch that for a very long time. Kind of like with Dragon Warrior. It's the same thing. Once you complete it, you're like, okay, done. I'm moving on. I'm going to play something else now. I'm not playing this game again. Until you, like, pick it up 10 years later and totally forgot where everything was. I find that this one, it's the same. With Zelda 1, there's kind of different ways you can approach the game. There's two quests to it. There's a quest A and a quest B, which I've been thinking about doing, you know, the quest B or quest 2 or whatever you want to call it. And there's multiple ways to play the game where you can complete it. Whereas this one, you pretty much have to follow the, you know, the same path all the time. You can't really go out of order because it's almost impossible to get any further. And, you know, without the previous parts. Just like I was stuck where I couldn't get any further without that key. Crap. Yeah, German Curl's talking about something about, you know, being like Castlevania. This game, like I said, this is the second Zelda game, and it's very much like the second Castlevania game. Both different from the first one, and yet both similar to each other. It's almost like this is what the programmers wanted to make at this point in time for the sequels. Whoa, my god, I just powered up and died at the same time. That sucks, because now I'm like one man down. I remember there is areas, but I don't know if I got any on this, on any of my games so far, but I remember going into some areas where you do pick up a little doll and it gives you an extra life. I think they're very scarce though. I keep falling into this stupid pit. That's annoying. German Curl, what's he saying? True, after I finished Dragon Warrior on NES, I didn't play it for 5 years. And so when I started it again, it was so clueless and lost. Yeah, and if you're talking about Dragon Warrior 1, the thing about that game is to even get anywhere, you have to like grind for several hours pretty much of going back and forth, just killing slimes. You have to get to like level 7, I think, just to even progress. If you watch, or if you played the Game Boy version, it was released on Game Boy, maybe Advance, where they had both Dragon Warrior 1 and Dragon Warrior 2. They changed it where slimes were giving much more experience points, like in the NES version. Oops, gotta power up here. In the NES version, the slimes would only give you like 1 experience points. And so in the Game Boy, they would give you like 2 or 3. And then it was less to level up to. So you actually progress in the game a lot faster. So I'd recommend checking out the Game Boy version. Use like those Game Boy emulators or something. And there's even Dragon Warrior 2 on it, which is I never completed. It's hard. I completed the first Dragon Warrior, but the second one, I think I just got lost. I didn't know where to go. This guy I hate the most. I think you just gotta get him to fall off the cliff. There we go. I'm gonna jump. I use the jump spell to get over that. Oh, of course you're here. Jacob Downey is saying he proceeds to brag a bit here. I beat Castlevania 2 when I was 9 without a manual or any help. Currently has no idea. How did you do that? How did you know when you got to that swamp thing that you needed to select that, I don't know if it was the red or the white pearly thing, and then duck down for like 2 minutes? How did you know that? I mean, that's like... it's so random and so cryptic, and nobody tells you to do that. Not a single person in any village tells you you need to, you know, bend down in front of the thing with the red pearl selected, or... I even remember like that, what was it, the guy that you get on the boat with, and then there's like a difference between him too. Okay, I think this is where I kept falling down those pits. Crap, where was it? I think it's after each statue. Oh. There's some holes in the floor here. Ah, right there. Crap. Hey, Billy O, how you doing? Thanks for joining in. Watching me trying to get through this game that's just been kicking my ass. A little further now that I cheated a bit and I looked up what I needed to do, or at least looked up where the other magic container I was missing. Oh, jeez, I'm death. Death. This guy's gonna kill me. No. Right. See, here's where, you know, they have this in Castlevania 2, where the floors are like you could fall through them. But in Castlevania 2, they give you the holy water. You could throw the holy water on the ground, and if you hear it break, you can walk there. If it falls through, you can't. That's not in this game. At least I don't know of anything that does that. So it's really just at this point memory. You just gotta walk and remember how many spaces you can walk before you fall through that floor. Or I guess I can do this. I don't know how far I can get with the fairy, but okay, I can't. There's a wall here. So that just threw a ratchet in that plan. Okay, maybe with the fairy I can figure out where the holes are. Alright, there we go. So 1, 2. So after the second step of each. So, any more? Okay, so I go 1, 2, 3. So on the third one, second step, hole. And then I think it's smooth sailing from there. I just have to remember that. Okay. So, 1, 2, oh jeez. 3, so it's right here, right? I gotta fight something. Oh, not this guy again. Hated this guy. Yeah, Billy O was like, that's a good idea with the fairy. Completely unplanned. I just thought, I use the fairy, I might as well get my magic out of it that I put into it. That's the way we had to think with these games. Of all the enemies, this is my most hated of enemies. Because he keeps running away too, eh? A key? I don't even need a key. All that for a key? That was dumb. Oh, okay. That was it? Weird. But I wonder, like... Okay. So there's probably an end boss somewhere. So I still have to, like, navigate myself around and find the end boss, right? I don't think that was it. But where's the end boss? Let's just see if I can find him. I don't know why they bother with those pea bags at this point in the game. You'll never get enough experience points to level up. It just won't happen. Blah blah. And cannon. Oh look, Zelda's back. Hope all is well with Zelda. I'm working on saving you right now. Oops, didn't want to go in there. So now that I have the cross, I believe that means I can walk through the graveyards and the villages and all that stuff, and the invisible thing, the invisible enemies, whatever, will now be visible. these things. You can't kill them unless you use like certain weapons, and I don't want to do that. You use like magic spells and all, whatever. I find a lot of these enemies, you just gotta run right by them. Just jump over them and keep running. Who cares? Unless you're trying to get up to the next level, and, you know, 5,000 is a long ways away. And this game's too hard. I mean, it's not like in the first Zelda where you can just wander around for ages and build up money and build up, you know, whatever. You can't do that in this one. This game just kicks your butt. Like, I'm this far in, and these, like, boulder things, like, take a big chunk of your life away. Whatever these rock things are they're throwing at you. And every enemy that hits you, like, takes a huge chunk away. Probably shouldn't be here. Always worry about falling here. Alright, that's good. One hit just knocks you off the cliff. And again, much like Castlevania, when you get hit in the middle of the air, and then you just fall straight down into a pit, nothing you can do. Like those annoying Medusa heads that go like this. Mark Jefferson is asking, is the planet Zelda lives on flat? Maybe. Maybe Zelda is a flat earther. I don't know. Mind you, they have different dimensions or whatever from the Link to the Past, where you can go to the Dark World. That guy keeps appearing. Oops. Come on. Ah! It's either going to be a potion or it's going to be a bad guy. Well, Jacob Downey is saying Mark Jefferson depends on if it's the Earth. Well, I guess if you think the Earth is flat. I'm pretty sure I went all these ways and they just lead to dead ends. Am I right? Oh, maybe. Crap. I'm gonna try it. I could be wrong. Because there's gotta be an end boss somewhere. I think this is a dead end. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a dead end. You know, if I don't check, then I could end up paying for it in the end. I don't need that pea bag because it's not going to do anything for me. Yeah. Yep. Gotta waste my jump spell on something like that. Stupid. This isn't anything either, it's just another pea bag, right? Yeah, just do it. These annoying guys, they steal your magic. Okay, let's just go back up and fuel up again, because... Unfortunately, you have to leave to do it. Jacob's asking, what's that pea bag? Is it a popcorn bag? Might as well be. At this point, it doesn't really do anything. German Carl saying the Dark World was too confusing for me. Well, he's talking about Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo, the Zelda game. And I thought that was actually pretty cool about it, is that there's the light world, essentially, and the dark world. And to complete portions of the light world, you have to go into the dark world, and vice versa. And also what they make you do is to get to certain parts in the light world, you have to get there through the dark world, and then appear into the light world. It's kind of confusing when you try and explain it. So, essentially, there's like warp pads that in the light world will transport you over to the dark world, and within the dark world, can I go through here? Oh shoot. Within the dark world you can look at a mirror and it sends you back to the light world. So you need to strategically figure out where you are. Dying by this one idiot. Just die. Just want to make sure I can't walk through here. So you need to strategically place yourself somewhere in the dark world and then reappear into the light world. And then it kind of goes vice versa, where in order to get somewhere in the dark world you have to go there to the light world and then warp in. And once you figure out those little patterns, you kind of understand how the game works. Was I supposed to go that way? Shoot. Crud. Hopefully I'm not in an endless loop here. Oh! Okay, so maybe I need to go there. I think this is where I went last time, right? Eek. No. Alright, let's see where this takes me. Or was this where I was? Ah, crap. I hate how all these look the same. Aren't there 2 moons or so in the Zelda world? 2 moons? Are we talking about, like, the N64 Zelda now, or...? I've only gotten so far on that one, too, the Ocarina of Time. Crap, I think I went the wrong way. I think I've already been here. Because that just brings me back. Shoot. How much life do I have? 2 life. Oops. Jump. Boy. Okay. I'm just gonna run back. I think I went the wrong way. Ouch. Yes, to kill these guys you have to use the reflex spell, I believe. I just try to avoid them rather than fight back. Just get through them and get out. Oh, Majora's Mask. Is that Majora or I don't know. I actually don't have that one. I remember having the opportunity of picking it up a few times and I never got it. It looked like it was too hard for me. I was having a hard enough time on Ocarina of Time to like stick to the to try and get to the Majora's or whatever mask. I just, yeah, I decided not to pick that one up. I probably should have picked it up. I wasn't thinking about it at the time of, you know, it'll probably get really difficult to get it into the future. Yeah. Is this where I hit that wall again? Oh, shoot. Wall. See, they got clever. They knew you could just use the fairy to try and get through this. They didn't want that. If you've ever played Castlevania, you know how annoying these things are. Just like the Medusa heads. Kind of swoop in at that awkward angle. And then that happens. So that's another thing that I have to give the big difference between Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. In Zelda 1, you don't have the frustration of having to beat the enemies. The enemies in Zelda 1 are fairly simple. In this one, you know, in Zelda 1, it's all about the quest. It's all about finding this stuff. In this one, it's more about being able to defeat the enemies. Oops, did that again. And remembering what button to push. Oops. Yeah, see, even German Curl saying that the flying things in Castlevania is really annoying. And it's the same thing in this one. It's the same pattern where they swoop in and you know, you think you got it, you think you jumped right, and next thing you know, they're banging into you, and then it knocks you backwards right into a pit. And it's game over. Force you to go through all these obstacles just to get to the palace again. Again, another annoyance of this game is that if you die in a palace, you always have to start right back at the beginning and work your way all the way through. Unlike in Zelda 1, where if you die in a labyrinth, you always regenerate in the labyrinth. And start off over again in the labyrinth. You can leave it if you want, but now, yes, I have to admit, I am using an emulator. Not because I really want to, it's just that I don't have a capture card right now, so I can't really use my real Nintendo. I do have this game on Nintendo, it's not like I don't have it, but I can't use my real Nintendo because I don't have anything to capture it live. So, but because I'm using an emulator, I could very well just use save point. Oh, jeez. Save points, but I don't want to do that. I want to play this the same way I would have played it a long time ago. Frustration and all of, you know, working your way up and dying in a pit and then starting all over again. Like, save points would definitely make this much easier. It'd just be like, I'll save here and then try again and then die and then try again and die and try again. Ah! Dude! Hey, a fairy. Oh, come back. Come back. No! Instead of a fairy, I have to fight somebody. I just wanted to get that just so I can be at full level. Even though the thing that's killing me in this game, or in this level, is not really the enemies, it's more of the pits. Whatever. That's the thing, it doesn't matter how much your power is, you fall into a pit, you're dead. And this jerk. fall down already? Yeah, no. Going straight doesn't work because that's where I got the cross. Was it this way? Nope, 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 nope. Oh, crap. So it was this way. Alright, back to where I was before. Now I have to watch out for these flying guys. And they take so many hits to kill too. It's not like you could just jump in the air and kill them. Like they take several hits. What was that, like 4 hits? I guess that's the trick. If you kill them there, they don't come back. Then you don't have to worry about them. I think blocks are gonna fall or something. So it's like one of those levels where blocks fall on your head. Well, that's not fair. Got this guy in front of you, got that guy behind you. I don't think I've yet to use the reflex. Oh. Okay, looks like I'm at a dead end here, so I gotta use the ferry. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I definitely don't... Pretty sure I haven't been here yet. I don't remember this. Whoa. So I'm probably gonna hit the end boss at some point. Look at that, only 240 experience points. Hopefully there's no more holes in the floor. Oh, crap. Because it wasn't hard enough, they have to throw this in here. The doors don't mean anything because... Okay, let's just go this way. Because I have the master key, so who cares? Is this a dead end? Get down there. I think that, yeah, it's a dead end. Should have known. Pain in the butt. Just get me out of here. Okay, I know not to go left. And I'm dead. Keep running, Link. Keep running. Avoid all contact. Okay, let's go right. Now, I could have gone up the other way too, so... What I'm trying to find out is where the end boss is. This guy has a strong-ass helmet. That's all I can say. These guys should just be one stab and they're dead now at this point in the game. Dead end. Seriously. And they put those guys there, these things that take forever to kill. That suck your energy away, your spell I should say, your magic. Okay, well. I think I know where I need to go now. Go up and I think to the right. So is anybody here, whoever's left in the chat, does anybody here have the Switch? and has actually played Zelda on the Switch. I mean, it does look cool. Is this where the cross was? Am I fighting this guy for no reason? I didn't think he would come back. Maybe it's a different one. I mean, that was my problem with the N64 Zelda, is the whole three-dimensional thing just made things difficult for me. I'm so used to this 2D world that playing in something like, you know, the three-dimensional world, like the Ocarina of Time and the Majora's Mask, or whatever it's pronounced as, and even to some degree the Switch game, which looks like it's so open-ended. But a lot of people say they completed it very quickly. So I don't know. Maybe they just give you too many hints as to where you're supposed to go. You know, they realize that it's all about the graphics. In fact, I was talking with a oh shit. This doesn't look good at all. I was talking with someone who runs a video game booth in a flea market the other day. I actually picked up a ton of Atari games off of her. And we were talking about modern gaming. Oh crap, I can't even use any spells either. Shoot. Okay, I'm screwed. I need the spell. I need magic. Alright. That was a waste of time. No, we were talking about modern gaming, and she was saying, you know, like, she's into modern gaming, a little bit more modern gaming than I am into. And she said, you know, typically the modern games aren't as difficult. They're just more aesthetically pleasing. And I kind of agreed. I'm like, you know, that's just the way it is. Like, a lot of these newer games seem to be a lot more pretty, more realistic, live-like, and but like completing them, it isn't as hard because there's a lot of hints, there's a lot of like it kind of guides you as to where you're supposed to go, and whereas these older games, they didn't have that. Like you really had to know what you were doing. Okay, I think I can't do this because I just did it. Crazy. Oh, of all the people who show up, you. This game is just... Oh, look, a free man. It's funny. The irony! I went through all that just to get a free man. So that means I have to go this way. Right? So I figure, you know, even though the, oh, okay, I know what I have to do. I have to turn into a fairy. There we go. So, like, the, you know, modern gaming, I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not big on modern gaming. I just don't have anything modern. My idea of modern is PlayStation 2. Or Nintendo Wii, being my most modern system that I own. I'm not really a modern gamer. I've been seeing, like, a lot of these, you know, what is it, Skyrim or something, and God of War. And, I mean, to me, I don't understand most of these games. Why don't we kill this guy? Most of these enemies in Zelda, there's a pattern to them. Duck and move, duck and move. Punch and duck, punch and duck. Oh no, I just jumped into the... No! Ah! Okay, well, at least I know where I have to go now. At least I got that. And as long as I don't forget the path I have to go to, I think I understand how to kill that guy. I just need more men. Thought I had a chance there because, you know, that finding that extra man was my saving grace, because I was about to give up there and be like, okay, I have to start again. Can you imagine back in the day when we had to rent these games and you would spend like, I don't know, $4 or $5 to rent this game for like a couple days, and then you'd have to give it back? And if it was a hot game, you would give it back and then somebody else would have it for a while, which means you'd have to wait until you can rent it again. You have to put your name on some list or something. Or you just have to pay another $5 just to rent it again. And I've heard from a few different people, I think, that that's the rumor of where Nintendo Hard came from. I don't believe it, I don't buy it, but some people actually say that that's why Nintendo games were so hard, because they didn't want you to rent it and complete it in one sitting. German Curl saying, I might not be into DOS games, but the Elder Scrolls 1 or 2 could be DOS games. Oh my goodness. When I think of DOS games, I'm going back in time before Windows was really the big thing. I played DOS games when we got our first actual PC computer. I used to play, I played like pinball on DOS. I played Mortal Kombat 2. My first real experience with Mortal Kombat 2 was in DOS. I think even my, what else was there? I had a couple of DOS games, but that's like going back. Since then, I don't know of any DOS games anymore. Everything's now Windows platform. Although I think the MAME emulator that I used to play like arcade games, I think that's DOS based, because when I open it, it takes over the whole window and it's no longer Windows, so could be wrong, but it's kind of weird. That's why I can't stream them, because the streaming software doesn't recognize it, which really sucks. I still haven't figured out a good way to stream arcade games on MAME. I did one video with RoboCop where I put the camera on the screen, which is not the best. I wouldn't want to do that streaming. Whoa! No! You bastard. Okay. Okay, so I think this is the way... Wait, no, this isn't it. Okay. Fall down. Okay, this is where I have to go. Second one. And just jump on his head and bounce off him, and keep going. Now here I have to be careful. Luckily they stop when you stab them, so you can like just go crazy on them and kill them. And it's not like, you know, to stab them and they just keep running. Those guys you have to be careful. You touch them and they do exactly the same thing. They knock you into the pits. Jeez, die forever. Die. And fuel up. Don't want to lose any men just on that kind of crap. Oh, jeez, I have to ferry my way through here. Here's where conserving your magic is important. You don't want to waste it. That's why I don't use the reflect spells. Because, you know, every time you need to reflect a spell from those stupid wizard guys, you're using magic. Precious, precious magic. Was it this way? Or was it... Wait. Is this where it is? Okay. Now I did this before where I was able to actually jump up on the cliff, so let's try it again. Hey, I did it. I was originally gonna just use the jump spell. Oh, shoot. No, this is where I... Dang it. Okay, so I had to go down. But now I don't have enough to use fairy. Oh, okay. Screwed myself. That's right. Yeah, I had to use fairy there. Oy. Okay. So unless I get a magic container of some sort, I can't continue on unless I die. Which really sucks and is unfortunate, but I still got, what, 2 more lives anyway. I mean, you never know when somebody's going to drop a magic canister, but it's few and far between. This is right. Like other levels, these things, you hit them with the sword and magic containers fall out of them, but I don't think any of these are... No. Of course, in a level where you really need magic, they're not providing anything, which really sucks. Okay, so let's get the fairy ready. So I have to fall down. Fairy. And fly through. Now I have to beat this guy without falling into those lava pits. Help! I'll try and get the pattern down. So... Oh. Ah! No! Slow and steady wins the race. Just learning where to stand. That's where it comes from. I'm gonna get the hell out of his way right now. Whoa. That was close. Knowing where he shoots. So when he's over there, I can stand here all I want and he won't hit me. Ow. Getting hit's only a problem if he's going to knock you into the lava. You can kind of withstand his hit for a little bit. Because you can always life up from your magic. But you can't if you fall into the lava. It's not going to matter. I need him to appear here again. Nope. I'm not jumping over there to try and attack him. Whoa, just missed him. Come on, here, let's go. Ah. Keeps going over there too. And I missed him. I think think you can only hit his head. His body doesn't do anything. Which really sucks. He's got all this body you can't hit. I guess I'm gonna have to go over there because he seems to be always wanting to be. Oh, and I wasn't ready for him when he finally showed up here. Come on. No! Into the pit. Okay. I'm gonna have to tap out on this one. I have to come back when I know what I'm doing. But yeah, so at least I got that far. At least I got to that point where I know where I'm going, I know where I have to go. And at that point I can just focus on beating that enemy. And it's just going to be some trial and error on learning where he's going to shoot that fire-breathing crap and knowing when to jump and when to hit him. So, hopefully, oh wait, Green Lantern just jumped in here. Damn straight, I was going to be late. Yeah, Monday. That's the thing. You never know, right? Monday's a crazy day. So, I'm just going to be checking out now. I thank everybody that came in on the chat. This was a little bit more interesting than my last one. My last one, I just felt like I was running around and dying everywhere I went. And I didn't know where I was going. And so, at least this one I kind of got further and I knew what I was doing now. It's just going to be a case of beating this guy and then moving on to the final palace and winning the game. And then I can finally put this Zelda 2 behind me and find another game to start streaming. Anyways, I just want to say thanks to Billy O, German Curl, Green Lantern, Jacob Downey, Mark Jefferson, Rex Warden, Zelda who popped in there. Who else did we got in there? We had a bunch of different people in here I don't think I've seen before. We had Mr. Postile. Interesting thing with Mr. Postile is he suggested a video that I should do on one of my other videos about my timeline of my video gaming, and so I decided that would be actually pretty cool. So I actually did that, and I've edited it, and it's ready to go. So that's going to be my next video. Actually, tomorrow I'm going to launch that on Tuesday, May 1st. Yay, spring! And so I'm going to launch that as my next video because I put a lot of work into it. It's actually not bad. It's a timeline video. It's a little bit long though, so I apologize for that. But I mean, it was kind of a necessary thing because to go through your whole timeline of gaming, especially at my age, you're going to go through a lot. So it is a little bit long, so it might take you a little bit, more than one day to watch it. And yeah, I literally just talk about when the first systems I got, the first video games that I played, and I bring you all up to speed as to where I am today. So, I mean, I've talked little bits in each video that I've done, and so this is just going to be a full-on video of my timeline as to the video game systems I had, the order I kind of had them in, and where I'm at today. So, it should be interesting, and I hope Mr. Postile likes it. It was his idea. Who else did we have? We had the YouTube Administrator, we had NES Journey, and Dozer Bed in the chat. So thanks everybody for chatting. Just gonna say thanks everyone. And not sure when I'm gonna do my next live chat. Maybe Wednesday. I'll see what I'm doing or where I'm at on Wednesday. And maybe I'll continue this and hopefully I can beat it. That'll be fun. And then we can move on to something else. Or maybe I'll just give this game a break and I'll move on to something else anyways. So, yeah. Thanks everybody, and I'm going to be cutting the stream.